We're living in a time where the African mindset is still mediocre. The African mindset does not want to unite with one another, ladies and gentlemen. As much as we have problems like immigration, all that kind of stuff, it seems like we Africans will never be united. Matters to do with tribalism, matters to do with classism, all that kind of stuff still separate us, ladies and gentlemen. And this particular case, as you've seen from the title of the video, is South Africa. How well they are xenophobic and they want their African brothers to actually leave their land. And I have my 2 cents on that. But first, let us check out what the internet is saying.
A South African woman tells a Ghanaian man to go and fix his own country. That video goes viral and the whole world watches us as we fight each other again. But before you point fingers at South Africa, let's talk about 1969, when Ghana expelled over 2 million people from their borders, and most of them were Nigerian. Then in 1983, Nigeria answered. 2 million undocumented West African migrants gone, more than half of them Ghanaian. And the bag that they packed their lives into, well, Nigeria called it the Ghana Must Go bag. And that bag still sits in markets across West Africa today, a monument to our division. And now some Ghanaians hold grudges against Nigerians, and some Nigerians look down on Ghanaians. Some African Americans reject their African heritage, and African parents warn their children away from the diaspora. We are a house divided, and we keep handing our enemies the tools to tear us apart. When the colonizers came, they didn't outnumber us. They found a continent of kingdoms. So how did a people so few in number bring down empires that had stood for millennia? They didn't conquer us with their armies. They conquered us with whispers, weapons given to one neighbor against the other. Before the Berlin Conference, the Asante Empire controlled trade routes worth millions in gold and cola alone. The British didn't defeat them on the battlefield first. First, they armed the Fanti, the Asante's coastal rivals, and then they walked in and collected the pieces. Titles offered to kings willing to betray their own, drink and money and manufactured grievance. They sowed seeds of division so deep that we're still harvesting them today. And while we argue about borders that they drew, while we expel each other from lands that were never theirs to name, while we debate who belongs where on a continent that God gave to all of us, they're back with contracts, with lithium mines and cobalt deals and green energy pipelines. The same hands that extracted our people are now extracting our earth. This wasn't random. In 1452, the Vatican issued a doctrine that gave European monarchs legal authority to invade, enslave, and seize the land. God placed everything that his people needed beneath their feet, and we're fighting over which African deserves to stand on it. Our enemy isn't Haiti. Our enemy is not in Lagos or Accra or Joburg. Our shared enemy is the same one who came to our shores centuries ago. No African is a foreigner in his own land, but a house divided cannot stand, and they know that. The only question is, do we? Because if we didn't know, now we know.
That's one of the first takes from the many videos that I'm going to show you guys. Right, she is right, ladies and gentlemen. As we know, it was divide and conquer back in the days when, colonization was a big thing, especially when it was direct, you know what I mean? And it seems like that mentality has never left us. As she stated, it is not only relegated to South Africa, it is something that has been part of Nigeria. It is also something that is here in Kenya as well. Until today, as much as Kenyans will say, oh, they are friendly, all that kind of stuff, there are people who have that sentiment, oh, like some Sudanese must leave, some Somalians must leave because they are like taking over, all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And it is just sad to see that this is the kind of mentality that we have. In a continent where we share the same history, we share the same bloodshed in history, all that kind of stuff, we've been dislocated in every sense, and instead of like uniting in that pain, it seems like we've already forgotten. We're just going in a place where now we're like, yo, I don't fuck with you, leave our country, all that kind of stuff. And as we go down into this video, you'll get to see that it is mostly Africans against Africans, ladies and gentlemen. And it is very sad. Like my brother, we share the same history. Most of us come from the same place, right? if we're talking about Bantus, Kushet, all that kind of stuff, we all come from the same place, ladies and gentlemen. I know there are issues here and there of undocumented immigrants, but how do we actually go around this, ladies and gentlemen? Is it right to actually fight back, and just put down my African brother because he is undocumented? No. Of course, there should be right legal processes instead of taking the laws, the matters of the law into your own hands, ladies and gentlemen.
You guys, you South Africans have gone into hospitals and you have kicked out sick black people seeking treatment. You guys are devils. That's how I feel about you. You guys are devils.
That is devil behavior. That is true.
Yes,
that is true. But that is not all South Africans. But that is not all South Africans.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you why it is. It's all South Africans for the mere fact that we have never seen an organized effort to stop it.
Yes.
So I'll give you an example, madam. Don't interrupt me, young man. Silence.
All right.
Madam, if I'm standing next to a grown man taking advantage of a girl who is a minor, and I stand there and do nothing, can I rightly claim that I don't condone it? I mean, I didn't actively abuse the girl with him. I didn't actively lay my hands on her. But if I stood there, could I call myself a good person, a good man, while I watched the crime? You guys are all spectators of the crime. You're not good people. You guys are devils. And I will not call you anything other than a devil until you guys do something. And I pray that you guys are hunted. Wherever you are found outside of South Africa, I pray that you are all hunted until you guys raise up your voices against this, until I hear a Trevor Noah speaking against this, until I hear an Elon Musk speaking against this, whoever else, SZA or whatever the hell that harlot is, whatever South African is outside of South Africa, until they are pressured to speak up against this, they should be hunted.
His wording is a bit vile, but from what I've seen from my research online as I was doing it yesterday, it's not all actually South Africans. At least I guess I get his point where where are the voices that are saying, oh, it's not all South Africans? Why are they not standing up against those people who are actually doing these vile things? It's a very fair point. Again, I don't know. Maybe their voices are out there actually doing something. It's maybe the fact that it's not being propelled into, the internet and all that kind of stuff. But if it is, please do tell me in the comments below. But from what I've seen, no one has spoken about it, and it is very, very sad. And another factor I found out is most of these, may I say, type of mindset is actually from people who come from the ghetto, so to say, or from very not shallow places, but you know what I mean. It's not mostly in the townships or suburbs or that kind of stuff. People, it's it seems like it's a mindset thing with people in the lower class. I might be wrong, but from my research, that is what I've found, ladies and gentlemen. And again, it is very, very sad. And this is something, again, ladies and gentlemen, that has been since, in this particular case, South Africa, since 1994 or way before. And from, oh my God, the atrocities and the amount of people who have lost their lives due to this is actually insane, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it is black on black. Somalians, Ghanaian, Congolese, all that kind of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wondering where all the white people are actually being involved with this. They are not. Again, begs a very interesting question. You know what I mean? Let us move on.
I'm a Nigerian who supports South African, who support Congo, who support Kenya, who support Uganda, who support Somali, who support any African country apart from Morocco. I support everybody. But I cannot sit down here and see people that I support. I won't buy their JC, support them. They are attacking my own fellow African, attacking them, destroying their shop. And you're only telling me, oh, don't speak about that. Only focus on football. For what? For what? For what? This is disgraceful, man. You cannot go to Somali and Somali people is going to tell you, leave our country, leave our... They don't do that. You cannot go to Congo and they tell you, leave our country. They don't do that. The only people that keep doing all this stuff, leave our country, is South Africa and Ghana. Those are the two people that always do that rubbish. We are all Africans at the end of the day. You get? Yes, we all Africans and we have borders, we have immigration, yes. But there are legal ways to go about this stuff. Rather than attacking people, destroying their shop. For what? And you are telling me to be quiet about it. I only talk about football. Go punish you. Go punish you. Go punish you.
Another factor that is leading them or making many South Africans behave as such is because they think that their fellow Africans who are making businesses, all that kind of stuff, and it's as if they're saying, oh, these people are actually their competition in the sense that they are flourishing compared to them. And from my research, again, I've seen that there's no actual or like substantial evidence to actually substantiate that that claim, And that is a very rogue mindset. The fact that foreigners that come into your country and are flourishing more than you, that should make you ask yourself questions on to why that is happening instead of actually going out there and actually destroying their businesses. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Shouldn't you think and say, you know what, this is actually interesting. They are doing this and this. Why can't I even ask their thought process, how this is done, But the ego of the African man will always remain the ego of the African man. This is the stuff that we always do, man. Oh, they're flourishing against us. Oh, they this and this. Oh, this and that. They are laundering money. Not to say that there are no bad apples, but you know what I mean? Come on, fam. That is very rogue mindset, fam, and I'm glad that also this guy has spoken about this, man. And also, I was thinking, if you guys say this exact same thing and you all also want to go to the US of A and all that kind of stuff, and they treat you the same way, then you actually speak, oh, they're treating us badly, then aren't you a hypocrite, man? Then why, man? You all are the same people. Oh, you want to go to these Western countries to get more opportunities, and then maybe such karma actually comes at you. Then what now? It's so stupid, ladies and gentlemen. It's so stupid.
You guys, please, if you know this guy, send his profile. The entire city came out to beat him, and he was screaming that he didn't do anything. If you know this guy, please send his profile, please. Everyone came to punch this guy. South Africans, I don't know the madness that's in your brains. Obviously, most of you guys are jobless because people with look at that's somebody's son. Look at what is wrong with you, South Africans? What on earth? What is wrong with you guys? Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Are you guys even human beings? You guys are acting like animals. You guys are animals. What is wrong with you guys? Why would you do that to your own? Why would you do that? Huh? Look at all these able, jobless men. Hey, South Africans. Nah. We have to do something. We have to do something. These South Africans, no.
It's insane, man. Again, why beat your own brother, fam? Why beat your own brother, fam? I thought we are united as Africans, man. And this again I was also asking myself, this is where Africans, man, even traveling, intercontinental travels are very expensive. For what reason? I do not know, ladies and gentlemen. Africans, ladies and gentlemen, we are billing each other expensive rates, man. Make it make sense. Why? I thought it's so stupid, man. Sometimes I'm just yo, why sometimes am I even in this continent, man? And the youth, we have to actually do better, man. When we get into these offices, let us actually change all this stupid stuff that, change our mentalities, man, because this is the downfall that the enemy wants us to continue, man, to embody. It's not right, man. I know every country has crisis, man. You have your own crisis, man. But the fact that you're taking out your anger on your fellow brother, you should ask yourself, man. You should introspect onto your life, man. I thought us actually becoming independent will make us actually united. But it seems like we are now the same thing like the white man, so to say. You know, there's no difference, man. We are no different to our colonizers from the evil things that they did. There's no difference, fam. And you want to be the light of the world. In this sense, my friend, get out of here, man. You are evil, man. Shame on you. Some of some of these people, some of these bad apples, these bad actors in South Africa are now shedding a very bad light onto South Africa. And I'm pretty sure they're very good, interesting human beings, interesting people, brilliant people, with different mindset to this. But because this is the negative will always be propelled compared to the positive, this is now what you're getting, man. It is not right, ladies and gentlemen. And also from my research, you get to see some people are convicted, but in most cases, nothing really in the law really happens because of this. But this is very wrong, ladies and gentlemen. And they should be acquitted.
If you know yourself that you're not South African, please stand up. Please stand up. Please don't try and stand up right now. Stand up. Sister, are you South African? Are you South African? Because we are going to check everybody. Check them. Please, if you're not South African, come with me. Come. Come with me. Come.
Even simple basic necessity you guys don't want like anyone to get, fam. What is this evilness, ladies and gentlemen? A human being like you. Yeah, we are cooked, fam. We are honestly cooked. This generation, we still have the mindset of our parents, ladies and gentlemen. Nah, bro.
You can go to Unjani, block P there, or Opotilo Hospital. Go. Hey, fast. Because Zimbabwe, you run fast and go to the border. Hurry.
Yeah, we really do have herd mentality, fam, and crowd mentality. I'm pretty sure there are some people out there that could say, you know what, nah, but because, he's afraid he's gonna be this, like, part of the herd, fam, and doing, like, ululating, like they've done something good, fam.
If you know yourself that you're not South African, please be along with Kuto. All these nurses and doctors, they are here for South Africans. Get up South Africa. Please stand up. Don't try us. What's that? You run faster than border in again.
Where are the South Africans that were defending this? What is right about walking into a hospital and asking non-South Africans to leave? I need to state this very clearly. I'm not for illegal immigration. If people are staying illegally in South Africa, please by all means take them out. But why does it have to descend to this level of brutality and lack of compassion? Walking into a hospital and asking non-South Africans to leave. So that means it is more than just illegal immigration. There is a huge element of hate in it. And we can see South Africans doing to black people what white people used to do to them. Nobody is saying that illegal immigrants should not leave South Africa. But what is it about harassing people on the road, killing people, beating people up? What is it about the jungle justice? Do you not have a government, a system that has a due process on how illegal immigrants should exit South Africa? Because if you don't have that, you have a useless government that don't care about you. And you need to channel your energy towards the government.
Exactly. Why is this? Why are you not asking the government? Why are there no protests against the government to actually say, yo, this is what is happening and we want this and this form? I just rest my case, man. I don't think I even need to say more about that. Let us now move on to the next video.
Yet another xenophobic attack happening in South Africa. Can I share that this is not a reflection of us South Africans? Not at all. This is not who we are. There's a small group of South Africans that is making sure that this news becomes continent-wide by these xenophobic attacks. Most South Africans, I repeat, most South Africans are against this. Sadly, we are quiet about it. This is led by Jacinta. Now, the question I always ask myself is why is she not doing this march to march in Cape Town, where there's a lot of Germans, French, Netherlands, and Americans there? Why is she not doing it? And I lived in Cape Town, so I know Cape Town pretty well. She knows damn well she does not stand a chance there, and that tomorrow morning there will be a number of massacred bodies under her name. She doesn't want to take that chance. Instead, she wants to attack the vulnerable and the weak. That is unconstitutional in every way. It is un-South African to do so. Our Constitution rejects this. But then she might have the rhetoric that, oh, immigrants are creating all the crime here. Immigrants are having syndicates here. Yes, it is true. There is some syndicates that is happening inside the townships. And there is some crime that is led by immigrants. But do you want to know the percentage rate of which they are doing these crimes in the whole of the country? 2%. Just 2%. Now just imagine, say, half of the crimes are not reported. That's 4%. Why is Jacinta not marching for HIV, which we've got the highest in the world? What about GBV, which, goodness, she could be marching for that. What about the high alcohol intake that is happening in South Africa that is creating a lot of the crimes? Is she marching for that? What about the murder rate? Highest in the world. Is she marching for that? She should be marching to the police station and keeping the police account to that, not hurting fellow African brothers. Now, Stogie T, my favorite rapper in all of Earth, born in Tanzania. Why are we not marching against that? Dudizani Zuma, the president's son, President Jacob Zuma's son, born in Mozambique. Why is she not marching for that? What about DJ Fresh, a renowned DJ? Why is she not marching against that? Did you know that we have Khoisan people in parliament in Kenya? Did you know a Xhosa man is president of Botswana? We don't even have a Khoisan person in parliament because we want to stay divided. What about Nigeria, who's given $61 billion to South Africa during apartheid? You know how much that is? I'll tell you. It's a third of South Africa's budget in a year. Yeah, a third. Nigeria gave that to us during apartheid to fight apartheid. What about Algeria, Zambia, and Mozambique? They're the ones that received South Africa to train them how to fight in apartheid. Countries like Tanzania, Swaziland, a whole bunch of countries hosted South Africans in refuge when they ran away. They did not take out a whip. They did not throw them out the country. They stood beside them. What Jacinta is doing is unconstitutional, and she needs to march the right way. It's not march to assault. It's march to march. Stand by what you are saying that you're supposed to stand by. You did not come here to hurt people. It's unconstitutional, and somebody is going to take you to task. Yeah, somebody's going to do it. I'd like to apologize to all the African diasporas in South Africa and also Africans around the continent. This is not who we are. We're against this.
Well said. Well said, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's nothing more to add from. I think all the pointers, I talked about it earlier on in the video when I was talking like you. It's like we have selective amnesia or selective memory. Like, yo, it's like nothing ever happened before. Like we don't remember, oh, like we were for each other back in the day, you know, when the struggle was actually real. Of course, the struggle is still real right now, but come on, bro. I thought we were united by pain, by something, fam, but it seems like it is no longer the case. It seems like we are now rotting. There's loads of issues. Of course, illegal immigration is an issue that has to be, talked about, but in what way? One of the Reddit posts said, very common, and no, I don't think it's justified. It's the oldest trick in the book. Blaming all your grievances on a group you don't like. Most of the criminals and certainly all of the corrupt politicians in this country are homegrown. Harsh economic reality of SA makes many disgruntled citizens to blame foreigners for their hardships. This phenomenon is not unique to SA. Look at the recent riot in England and the anti-migration sentiments in the US of A. I genuinely believe the state should protect its borders and clamp on illegal migration. But dehumanizing people and violently beating them up is no good. Here's my take. There are millions of South Africans who are unhappy, but a large portion of unhappy South Africans have been told that the ANC are the liberators from oppression and therefore must be followed. But these same people look at their lives and are not happy. They can't blame the whites anymore because they have been out of power for decades. Have they? They can't blame the ANC government because they saved us. But I must blame someone, not myself or my government. It must be this guy from Malawi. It's his fault. Most of this is true, except that unchecked illegal immigration is a problem and valid cause for concerns. That's not to say that we should mistreat or discriminate against people simply on the basis of their original nationality. But we need more effective measures to ensure that illegal immigrants can just occupy the country. And that most likely ties back to the incompetence of the ANC in securing our borders. I believe ANC is one of the majority political parties in South Africa, and they have the majority say in government saying all that kind of stuff. And from this, it seems like they are doing a very poor job. And that is from the people in the Reddit. Please do let me know what you guys think about this. Let us now move on to the next video.
50% of our land in South Africa is white owned. We're basically fit. Remapara nje, dog. Every straight. Remapara in our own country. We're begging, man. And who's our enemy? Umtomnyama. I don't like that statement. I feel like a white man made that statement. A white man coined that term. A white man caused the divisions between us as black people. And they're winning, man. Because as long as we are divided as Africans, the longer the white man gets to stay in power, the more wealth the white man gets to accrue. The richer and richer they get, the poorer and poorer we get. Doesn't help we fight amongst each other and fit to say, this guy from Zimbabwe is doing what. When that guy also ain't got shit, man. That guy also ain't got shit. That guy from Burundi you're hating on, he ain't got shit, man. The person you should be hating on is the guy sitting there in Fetu in some lavish estate. That white guy who owns like Fetu in your hometown alone, owns like 60% of all the shops. That's your problem, man. If we want to talk about foreigners coming into our country and taking our jobs, you gotta ask yourself the question, who's hiring them? Who's hiring them, honestly? Huh? Who's hiring them, dog? Because they wouldn't be coming here if they were not getting paid. The white man pays them, and the white man knows we have a problem of illegal immigration in our country. But will they stop employing these people? No, they will not. No, they will not. So do not come here on social media trying to talk some xenophobic ass bullshit and if saying if they must get out of our country, whatever, they are illegal, they're taking our jobs. What jobs, dog? What job? It's not your job. It's the white man's jobs. And he decides who he wants to give it to. And that's where the problem is. We need to be making our own jobs. Coming together instead of fighting each other. We should be coming together, creating organizations, creating companies, dog. Companies that will outshine these white companies. We need to put them out of business, man. I understand that we can't go guns blazing saying we're taking everything back. Let's work for it. Let's stop killing our brothers and sisters. Let's stop killing our African brothers and sisters. Like, actually, let's try to work together. Just this one time is all I ask for. This one time. This is a very important time in African history. And if you're on the wrong side, you're gonna regret it later, fam. Choose wisely.
I mean, he said it, man. And he's a youth man like me, fam. He said it, fam, and I agree with him, fam. And we have to go into the root cause of why things are not working in our state and all that kind of stuff. And when we get to that, then from there, we can actually build from there. We can uproot that, that disease, that rot, you know what I mean?
We are fixing this continent. This thing of you guys moving from one country to the other, it's no longer working. We don't want this as African people anymore. We are tired of seeing African migrants moving all over the world.
We are becoming our own downfall. Superiority complex has become a thing, fam. Again, it is black against black. It's not even against the white folks, man. You are tired of what, fam? Of what?
Refusing to fix your own countries. Now we
Who said they are refusing to fix their own countries? Who said they have not tried? Some of them, they have tried. Some of them have bled. Some of their parents have gone through a lot. And they have said it's enough is enough. And we have to go where I'm going to build from there and then maybe come back with ideas and do what is right for my country. Are you stupid, woman? Oh my goodness.
We're making it very clear to you guys. Utitina, we don't want you here. We want you to fix your countries. Now you came here with a traveling document. You came with a passport. You know that you are a visitor. But now you decided to come and integrate in our communities.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's how humans are, interaction. That's how your ancestors were interacting. No, no, there's no sense. Literally, this is a grown-ass woman. These are grown-ass people actually speaking like this. This is their thought process. Poor shame. Poor shame.
You know very well that what you have done is wrong.
How many children do you have here?
We can come to Ghana and do what you're doing.
Passport.
Eh? Now you are carrying a bucket. It's 11 a.m. You were supposed to be fighting the government of Ghana there to ensure that they are getting things right.
No, there's no fight in Ghana. You must fight what they did.
Where's your papers?
Passport.
Passport.
What's your passport?
Take it out.
Let me see your passport.
South Africans are at it again. When I saw this video, I was shocked because what manner of self-hate and self-loathe will make you go around chasing your brothers? Because Africans are brothers. You are chasing them out of your country. You claim that you are against illegal immigration, but the people you are going for are black people. Or are there no white illegal immigrants in South Africa? They will do anything to hurt their black brothers, but they will spare the white people amongst them. It's another level of hatred for the black skin.
That is called internalized racism, ladies and gentlemen. It is, man. What else? It is.
Imagine going into the market and targeting foreign nationals, Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Kenyans, Ghanaians, because they are doing well in their country and they believe that they are the ones taking the jobs. No, nobody's taking your job. You're just lazy. That's why your women don't even want you. That's why femicide is so high in South Africa. South African men, African women, battering them. I think that is what South Africa needs to solve. Your gender-based violence. First, I don't support illegal immigration, but why the hostility towards people you can't even confirm if they are illegal? I watched the video and they were asking a guy to speak Xhosa or Zulu and he couldn't and they started beating him up. Grown and lazy people. That's why you feel like everyone is taking your jobs from you. Because you don't work. All you know how to do is just stay lazy, drink, beat yourselves, so violent, spread HIV and hate on black people. Before you fight black people in your country, there are so many things to solve. Femicide, HIV and AIDS and laziness.
Tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Let us move on to the next video, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me answer you then. Who's the camps I can go to? Okay.
Which country do you come from?
I'm from Congo. Congo.
You're from Congo. What is the nearest country to Congo? If you're seeking refuge in South Africa, because according to foreign policy,
you're supposed to
must migrate to them.
You're
So you cannot
to
come to South Africa, seek refuge in a wrong country and ask us silly questions, ma'am.
No, the government.
Which government?
The government.
Which government? Which government you're talking about?
Let me tell you something. Shh, keep quiet. We don't have time to reason with foreigners. Leave, my guy. Leave.
Go on.
No.
Let's go on.
Shush. Leave. Leave.
Let's go.
We don't reason with foreigners. We don't want
Bro, I'm seeing there's someone who's on a wheelchair farm. That's how inhumane. They don't care, fam. That's peak, ladies and gentlemen. What's the nearest country? I wish you knew, man. I wish you knew. South Africa is a very privileged country, not gonna lie, and they don't see that privilege, ladies and gentlemen.
Run away from your problems. You can
The black South African is the most colonized black human on the planet Earth. Imagine the illogic of getting angry at another black human being who's, mind you, we're Africans in Africa at this point, right? And it's really sad. Just side note, when the black peoples are in Europe, they say go back to Africa. When the black peoples are in Asia, they say go back to Africa. When the black peoples are in the Americas, they say go back to Africa. So what we're dealing with are Africans in Africa, but still, apparently they find no home in the one place that actually is their home. So you have these disgusting South African devils telling a Congolese African that you can't be here. And he even says this is how strange the logic is. He says, you came from Congo. How many countries did you have to pass to get here? Little buddy, go talk to them white folks in your country. You know, the same ones that abused your grandmothers. How far did they have to come to get to you? They came from the opposite side of the globe. Talk to those Asians. They had to cross oceans to get to you. And in both cases, they now constitute your merchant class and control your economy. They laugh at you fools while you argue with other blacks, crabs in a barrel, scrambling for the crumbs falling off of the table of the white man who dominates the land of your forefathers. I condemn the South Africans. I encourage everyone to boycott. I encourage everyone to do everything they can to undermine and to destroy the South African government and people who are not standing up against these hate crimes. These are hate crimes. Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives. Oh yeah, and one more thing. South Africans are so phony. I had an open debate. I said anyone can come. I also reached out to the leaders of Dadula. They pretended as though they didn't get the messages. We know they got the messages. And all the South Africans we invited to debate, 11 in total, only one showed up. Only one. You guys are cowards. It's well known. And that's why you go for the easy target to attack Africans instead of attacking your true enemy. Those Afrikaners, those whites, those Boers.
Bruh. It is sad. Let us move on, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a master that taught me at school in Ghana. So we'll be seeing them all around here with their fathers drinking together. And then at times I used to, please, why can't you give me this boy to train him to become a mechanic? Say, a nice cat. I don't have time for that.
The bottom line is laziness. People are lazy. People don't want to work. Simple as that.
As a foreigner, when I come to this country and I read what is going on here, and I see this is free to get a certificate and get a job. I got a skills already. I come to this country. What must I do? I have to go and get a certificate and get a job. When you get a job, they say you're a foreigner. You don't have ID. They chase me out.
When you grow, what are you going to do to support yourself? You understand? We haven't taken anybody's job. I'm telling you. If you like, let's leave this place for them.
1,000 years.
Nobody can work.
Nobody can work here.
If you don't have a skill, you can't work.
They employ people that got ID, but they can't work. You understand? They employ people that got ID book, but they can never do nothing in that company.
Right in the city center, you keep unemployed people. So what do you expect them to do? Because they need to eat, they need to sleep, they need to survive, they need better life. You know? So they have to come and sit on those who are working.
This man is the owner of this garage. Why can't they come here that, please, I have a son who is 15 years or is 14 years. I want to give you this boy. It's like a school. All that we are doing here, we learn it at school.
From what I'm seeing, it's laziness from the mindset. They're not open to actually doing the work or actually trying to build themselves, ladies and gentlemen. They feel like they're entitled to everything and they are nothing, you know? There's nothing in their head. There's nothing of substance. The only thing they know, or the only thing they can, the only resolution they can go back to is violence.
I believe South Africans are neither xenophobic or Afrophobic. Most of them are misinformed when it comes to the issue of migration and foreign nationals. It's because of political leaders who, whenever they're given a platform, they want to plant seeds of xenophobia everywhere they go. So whenever they fail to deliver on something, it's foreign nationals. Are you telling me, especially the ruling party and the opposition, I just want to, especially DA and other political parties that are in this room, because I believe the EFF is actually pan-African. They've made that clear. But with these other political parties, I want to ask you just two questions. If all foreign nationals were to leave this country, are all unemployed South Africans going to be employed? If all foreign nationals were to leave this country, is the health system going to improve in this country? Thank you very much.
Okay. And where are you from, ma'am? Where are you from?
I'm from the African Diaspora Forum. African Diaspora Forum.
That's a very good question to ask, Fam. Very, very good question. Let us put a round of applause for her, Fam. That is what I was saying. We have to focus on the root cause, ladies and gentlemen. We have to go down that, path that not everyone wants to go to, ladies and gentlemen. And from there, that is where we're going to build, man. Wow. I like the fact that there are people who are actually, people actually have brains, man. In a world where brain cells, people without brain cells are actually thriving or whatever are thriving, there are people with actual, substance in their mind.
If your country, South Africa, which is one of the wealthiest sub-Saharan African countries, you guys should have great compulsory public education. If they did a good job for you Black Africans, you guys would be higher skilled than the people coming from Congo, the people coming from Zimbabwe, the people coming from Mozambique. So when they come in, they would occupy your low-level jobs, and you would not be competing with them economically. That's number one. So the fact that you think you're competing with these economic migrants only reveals flaws in your existing system, which lets you know that the fat cats at the top, i.e. the white people and the Asians, little buddy, they're the ones that are milking your country and the resources. And some of them go by names like the Oppenheimers. Yes, some of them own entire mines. And it's so funny that the richest people from South Africa are the Elon Musk or the Oppenheimers, the whites. And you guys are so brain dead that you would like to attack your Black brothers who are in the exact same situation that you guys are in. That's true stupidity.
Let us listen to what Julius Malema has to say.
When it is a white person in South Africa, undocumented, he's called an investor. Not only a white person, including Indians and Chinese. These Guptas didn't have proper papers here. These Guptas didn't have proper papers. No one dared called them Kwerekweres. No one. But if it was my African brothers, we're going to be called Kwerekweres because they don't have papers. Self-hate.
Listen, South Africans, you see, it's because of this man, Julius Malema, and few others. Many Africans still have regard for South Africa. Yeah.
You know, the thing is, when I was very, very young in 2015-ish, all that kind of stuff, that was the first time I saw this and was like, what is going on? Like, why are they being so hostile against, other Africans? I was very young to understand, but now coming to this, I'm like, yo, we have a lot of mental problems that we have to solve, fam. Like a lot, fam. It is too crazy, fam. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and actually think and ponder on many things, man. We seem so united yet so divided in a lot of ways, fam. As I talked earlier about, like, traveling in the continent is so expensive. For what reason, I do not know, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of things, fam. We could be one of the biggest, like, in the world, in the universe, in history, like, to ever do it. Africa as a whole, man. But it seems like, everyone has their own interest, fam, and I don't know if you're ever going to be united anymore, fam. We're still under tribal lines, fam.
What many of you guys are doing is we don't just understand. Even when the government try to talk to you guys, you don't just listen. You want all Africans out of South Africa. Why? Today being 9th of April, 2026, you guys are still protesting because of what happened a few weeks ago, because of the Igbo king. Even the man has apologized. Nigeria embassy, so many people have apologized that it wasn't something, to grab political power or whatsoever. It got nothing to do with South Africa. Yet you guys are still protesting till date. Why? Some people contacted me from South Africa, people that have been there for more than 20 years. Right now, they are indoors for weeks. They cannot go out. They cannot do their businesses. Shops closed, everything closed in so many parts in South Africa. Why? How do
you guys are trying to close this business and that kind of stuff? Is it not helping your economies? Through taxes, all this kind of stuff. Is it not helping your economy grow? And if you guys are not seeing the taxes, there's nothing coming out of it, who should you be asking? The government, right? Is it not from these businesses to some degree that is going to create some, employment in some degree for some of you?
You expect them to feed? Why? Why the self-hate? Anyways, listen to Julius Malema. Maybe some of you guys might learn something. Africans are not just the real problem. We are facing the same problem, guys. We need to unite to be able to achieve our goals, to be able to survive in this Africa. Yeah.
It's wrong. Crime is crime. Let's deal with it as crime. When it is a white person in South Africa, undocumented, he's called an investor. But if it was my African brothers, we're going to be called kwerekweres because they don't have papers. Self-hate. It must come to an end. If it means making the EFF lose votes for that, let it lose votes. Lose votes on principle. Not on political expediency of wanting to appeal. This country belongs to Africans in the same way Nigeria belongs to South Africans. Nigeria is South Africa, South Africa is Nigeria. We are Zimbabweans. We need to do away with this nonsensical idea that was imposed on us by colonizers, by Theresa May ancestors, that we must dislike each other. We must do away with that. Theresa May is coming here to make sure that we continue to hate each other. Look at what we are doing now. We are reclaiming our land in South Africa, saying our people must get the land inspired by our brothers in Zimbabwe. Namibia is following. Let the whole of African continent follow and reclaim our land. That's how we are going to gain our independence. And through the ownership of the continental land, we shall then have a true one South Africa. We are unable to unite because we are divided along colonial lines, Francophones and Anglophones. We need to do away with that. We need to love our African brothers in America when they are being slaughtered, in London when they are being slaughtered. They need to know that we love them here in South Africa. They remain our brothers. Love each other everywhere else where you find one another. Protect each other, Africans, because we are in the receiving end.
Ladies and gentlemen, Africans, wherever, man, in the diaspora, all that kind of stuff. What do you guys think of this, man? Because it's a very big issue, and it's gonna corrupt our kids as well. And when the next generation is being raised with such sentiments, then we are going to head in a very interesting future. That has been me. Do all the good stuff. Peace.